Welcome to the Kelley Show Podcast, where when we do it like it's for TV. I am your host, Eric Kelley II, and it's a good day. I got my partners in here, my rapping ass, light skin, butterscotch in your back pocket, double. Ladies and gentlemen, She Will for Will.
What up? It's She Will for Will, a.k.a. He Ill for Real, a.k.a. We Spill for Bills, a.k.a. Wells Fargo, and you can take that to the bank along with your stimulus check, bitch. It's the Kelley Show Podcast, and we back.
If my account would be stimulated, first of all, I still ain't got it.
Like, none of them?
No, I got the first one.
Okay.
I didn't get the 600, and I didn't get the 14.
Ooh.
That's what I said. I was like,
did you file taxes?
Yeah, but
from what I heard, and I could be wrong, if you didn't get the 600, you were supposed to get that on your taxes. Now the 14, I don't know why you didn't get the 14, but
I don't know. Moneybag Joe said he ain't ready yet. He can't.
Hey, you might need to. I'm pretty sure you can go on the website or something and see why, or where your.
Yeah, Camille was telling me about that. There's a website where you can track it online.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I'm just surviving out here, and I guess somebody else needs it more than I do.
I mean, if you don't need that 2,000, then hey.
Nah, I need it, but I'm just thinking, okay, maybe they're looking at my situation and being like, he can survive another 2 weeks without it or whatever. But I'm like, damn, it's been like, when he announced it, a month ago, maybe 2 months ago?
Like, I got mine about a month ago.
See? But then it also took a month and a half for the last check. So. But
I mean, you still didn't get the 600. So you sure you ain't switch your bank info or something like that?
No, because if it goes into your account, they have your account info. It's not like, because I did have to switch up my debit card, but I don't think that would be the thing that they would need in order to get into my account.
Yeah, I don't know, but I would check on that.
I would too, but I don't want to call the IRS and, be like, well, we saw that.
They gonna call you if you owe them.
True that. So nobody ain't called me yet. What's in the red cup?
Oh, not much, man.
I'm about to say, we only got an hour or less on this show. Don't you start that shit.
I mean, if I had something in the red cup, it would be something that would help us get the most out of the hour.
Liquid courage, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. All right.
I'm cheap, so I just buy cups, paper cups and shit like that.
It would be more efficient for you just to buy regular cups.
Well, okay, no, I'm not cheap. I am cheap, but I don't like doing a bunch of dishes just because it's just me that lives here. So I just get paper.
If it's just, never mind. Okay. I'm just saying.
But I just don't feel like doing extra dishes, basically.
It's a cup.
Yeah, but I'm saying cups add up, plates add up, all of that. So I just paper, plastic, everything pretty much. Even though I got real silverware, obviously, if I need it, but
who knows? You might buy plastic silverware too. I was like, all right, bet. I mean, that's what the man want to do. That's what you can do. It's your house, but I don't know. I just never been the type to buy plastic anything and I just wash the dishes. So, but
I feel you.
I don't know. Mom required that before she got home by 5 p.m. every day. She was like, okay, I'm not telling you when to wash them. But I'm just telling you.
By the time she gets there.
Right. She was like, it needs to be washed by the time 5 o'clock comes around.
See, oh, go ahead.
No, it was like, we calculated it. Most of the time, it takes mom 20 to 30 minutes to get home because, number one, Hartsville ain't that big. So from where she works to where she can get to, it takes about 10 minutes. And the way she drives, 7. So we used to be like, okay, well, first of all, she's going to talk before she gets out of the office. So that's already extra 10 minutes. Then she got to go get something to eat for us. That's another 10 to 15 minutes. So by the time we really get down to it, she ain't going to be home till like 5:35, 5:40. So sometimes we used to be like, all right, we can just wash them. But that one time, slipped up. I said, did you wash the dishes? Jordan said, no. Oh, I was like, she's about to pull up. I was like, she's about to pull up. And these dishes are not like, when I mean, Mom, when she says washed, she means washed, dried, back in their spot. Like, I don't want to see it in the dish rack. I think I got my ass tore up that day. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember.
I never really had to do dishes too much. I was more of the, like, vacuuming. That was like one of my main things. I always had to do vacuum. Cut the grass. I used to have to cut the grass all the time. Like,
hated it.
That kind of. I didn't mind it because, like, we lived like beside my grandmama, so she had a like a riding lawnmower. So I pretty much would just like take that and then just ride. And, you know, back in the day when you had like a CD player or some shit, I'd just be on there with my little CD player shit, just listening to some music and then, you know.
Man, I wish we had a push lawnmower. And then, like, all country folk, you know, you start mowing lawns at like 8 or 9 or something like that, like a real young age. So it was cool when I only had 1 yard to mow. So, and technically, the way my house is, there's 2 front yards. There's a yard over here, a yard over there, and then there's this big ass backyard. Mm-hmm. And that was really rough, but you know, by the time you get used to it, just get used to it. Then my parents decided, oh, let's get divorced. Okay, great. Then my dad decides he's gonna move in next to my grandpa. And so he's like, okay, you need to come mow my lawn and your grandpa's lawn. And I'm like, there's got to be some child labor law against this. This doesn't make sense. I didn't tell you to get divorced. I didn't tell you to move out of the house. I didn't tell you that you needed however many acres of land for me to mow. I was like, damn. And then my dad is this, like, he's like a little dictator. Everything has to be a certain way or the highway type of person.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can understand it with certain things. How I mow the lawn, as long as it got mowed, get out of my face. I don't give a damn.
See, when you cutting the grass, you got to make sure the lines is right and shit. You can't be zigzagging all over the place and stuff.
Nah, I understand that. I know the rule of thumb. What I'm saying is, if I decided to start on the right instead of the left, it's a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So why you didn't start left? I saw you over there. You need to go back over. No, dog. Like, I'm already more than halfway through this. You saw that I started on there. You didn't want to say nothing. You want to be a pain in my ass today. And I'm not going to put up with it. Especially when I became a teenager. Boy, they should have never gave me a car. I used to make plans all the time. By the time I was 16, my dad had to mow his own lawn. That man was not happy.
But see, I feel like when you get a car, at least for me, that was cool. But at the same time, that's when you start having all kind of shit you got to do. Like, oh, take your grandmama to the grocery store, or, oh, go pick this up, or go over here and do this, or go get us some food. So it's like when I first had like not my own car, but like a car I could drive, like, that was cool, but like, I never thought about all the extra shit that I was going to have to do now, like, as far as...
Yeah, it does come with a lot of extra stuff, but at the same time, I decided to stay a lot busier than usual with my own stuff. So I had got into like a contest called Mr. Hartsville High, which I won my senior year, by the way. Dance. I had my own job by my senior year, and just general stuff that I can always make an excuse about it being academics. So, and my parents put that before everything. So I said, okay, either you're gonna make something up, or make it to the point where it's like, okay, these activities have to deal with school. And then I joined Upward Bound too.
Oh yeah, I was in Upward Bound.
You was in Upward Bound?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Did y'all have like the summer program there?
Yeah, we was over at right. Used to be terrible, bro. Used to be hellions. We was heathens, okay?
Like the first was that the first time I got like fucked up? I want to say the first time like I got drunk for real was in Upward Bound off of Four Locos.
Okay. I can't say I did all that because
oh no,
we
was wilding.
Y'all were, well, I mean, they were wilding too. My only thing about it is, for me, I just never did any of that in high school because I was the kid, be like, oh, I can be cool. You know, we can shoot the shit, but I still got to go home to Brenda. I ain't playing that. So y'all not about to get me in trouble because number one, I'm already extra. I know me. And I understand that this liquid seems to make y'all go crazy. Nobody seems to have a handle on it at the moment. So I'm going to pass, not get myself into more trouble than the usual. Eric is great in class. He just talks too much.
Mm-hmm.
That my parents finally got over. I was like, we're over the hump. I'm almost there. I'm almost out of the house. Y'all can have it. I need to get out of here with flying colors. And what we're not going to do is say, hey, we had to send your son home because he was drinking too much. Because they did that for 3 or 4 people in Upper Bound class. And every time it was like, damn, every time you get caught, it's just like that and weed.
See,
niggas used to love to smoke. Nobody ever got sent home for weed, and I just think it's because of,
Oh, no, go finish what you were saying.
Oh, I was saying that nobody ever got sent home for weed only because I think our counselors, not to say that they were, because we had like our RAs and then our regular counselors, but I think our RAs were pretty much smoking with them at one point. And I was like, so they the plug and they just don't want to get in trouble with them. Okay, I got you. But
see, for us, like we never like touched weed when we was in Upward Bound. But as far as the liquor, like pretty much our counselors, they were kind of the mindset because, like, I don't know about y'all, but all of ours were like college students, like 20, 21, something like that.
No.
Yeah. See, ours were like, because we did ours through Clemson, basically.
See, we did ours through Francis Marion.
Okay, so like,
which I mean, both places are terrible because they're in the cut of nowhere. So you get teenagers on a college campus that aren't in college. It's just a lot.
Because like our counselors, we had like two guy counselors and like I think 3 girl counselors. But like I said, they were all college students. They were all, I want to say, not that this necessarily has to do with anything, but they were all like in different like fraternities or organizations and shit. So like for me, one, that was my first exposure to like fraternities, sororities, and all of that. But basically they were all of the mindset, because I got in the summer before my 12th grade year, so I was kind of late to Upper Bound. But basically their mindset was,
damn, you was mad late.
Yeah.
Because I was in that thing for 4 years, because I was in there from freshman year to senior year.
Yeah, see, my mom had wanted me to get in, but like during the summer, normally I had like band or football or some shit, so I couldn't do it. But
okay,
by that point, I didn't have any of that going on. So
okay. I mean, that makes sense, but y'all lucky because your counselors were, 20-something years old kids and stuff like that. So they probably want to have fun with y'all. They looking to corrupt niggas, but mine.
Their whole mindset was like, y'all are going to be in college in like a year or two. So basically, I'm not going to say they let us do whatever we want, but basically we pretty much did whatever we want. And then like a couple of them, they would have like apartments, in the area. So I know like a couple of them would like, they might slide off some nights, you know what I'm saying, had their own shit going on. So basically one of my homeboys, he had an older brother who was like drinking age. So that's how we started getting which we only did it like 2 or 3 times. But like we
2 or 3
one night, we like, all right, we gonna drink. Obviously, we ain't had that much money. So we put some money in, get some Four Locos. His brother pulls up in a van, like a minivan with his wife and kids, hands us the bag of the Four Locos. And if you know anything about Four Locos in like 08, 09, man, fun times.
Battery acid. Literally, corrosion in your stomach. I couldn't do it. But see, my counselors, they were grown-ass women. Like, my counselor, she had a son in the program.
Oh.
So, yeah, they're adults.
Like, we had adults over the counselors, like the, I guess, program coordinators or whatever. But they pretty much were only around, like, when we'd be in class or when we'd go on trips. Other than that, we'd be with our counselors, like, you know, in night, like when we would basically spend like the week on campus.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no, we wish, we wish, but it's cool. It's whatever. It was a good time. The Upper Bound was the shit.
Oh,
I give it that. I met some of the best people. Well, excuse me. I did not meet some of the best people who knew how some of them would turn out in life, but it was really something that me and it's really how I connected with my best friend, Simona, because I met her through a battle. And we were like, oh, you from Hartsville? Oh, yeah, I'm from Hartsville. You got a car? Yeah, well, I'll just take you every Saturday. And that's how we became best friends.
Oh, okay.
So it worked out, and I hooked her up with her now husband, and they got 2 kids. So
okay,
it's great. You know, Cupid around here. But let's get into the show real quick. I'm going to do a quick little, it's not a game, but just a little questionnaire. And as we all know, my mind is always somewhere, not in the gutter, but on a balcony. So I was like, I'm going to ask Will and see what we get. So go ahead and take another. Go ahead and take some more.
Hey, look, I'm about to plead the fifth the whole time.
Oh, okay. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. So name of the game, would you rather? Now, first question. Would you rather have sex only ever last 5 minutes or only ever last 5 hours?
5 minutes.
Really?
Do you know how long 5 hours is?
I know how long 5 hours is.
Like, there'd be no way I could do anything else other than fuck if I'm fucking for 5 hours at a time.
Exactly.
I got shit to do. I like making money and shit like that.
I mean, I do too, but I mean, let's say this. 5 minutes, but think about it, it's gotta be 5 minutes forever. So every time I beat, it's only gonna be 5 minutes. Like, I don't.
But I feel like you just gotta, if it's 5 minutes every time, you gotta get, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You
gotta get to it and make the 5 count.
Yeah, but
like,
damn.
Have you ever done anything for 5 hours in a row?
Yeah.
Other than like work and shit, but like physical labor?
Physical labor? No. I mean, yeah, kind of, sort of.
Your legs would be all fucked up, arms be fucked up, you have cramps all over and shit. Mm-mm.
I mean, that's the thing. You thinking about like, okay, we're gonna go 5 hours and we gotta go ham the whole entire time. Like, nah, you know, get a rhythm. Like, okay, here we go. We into it. Bop, bop, bop. All right. Slow that thing up down a little bit. You can be a little lazy. We got 5 hours. We got 5 hours to really enjoy this shit. Like, I don't gotta go hard the entire time. You know, eventually.
Man, that's 5 hours.
5 minutes, bang, bang, bam, bang, 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 and that's it. That's it. Like, and then we're done.
But
and
if it's 5 minutes, I can give 100% in my 5 minutes. 5 hours.
You can give 100. You can give 100% in 5 hours, and I'm pretty sure sometime in life you've had sex for 5 hours before.
No, not in a row.
You know, really?
Like fucking 5 hours straight? No.
Okay, next question. Sorry. All right. Okay, maybe that's just me. I've done that before. But I mean, I don't know. We were just in that room and we just kept going. But hey, that's neither here nor there. Got you. Will would do it for 5 minutes for the rest of his life. 1 minute man. Got it. Understood. All right.
Hey, I had to choose.
You did. Would you rather cry or fart every time you climax?
Cry or fart? Probably. I'm not really a crier. Damn. Maybe cry. I'll go with cry.
Who are you, Schmidt? Why would you cry?
Because it'd be such a beautiful moment. I'd just be
so have you ever seen
that 5 minutes would be so amazing that I just would be shedding tears.
So have you ever seen the show New Girl? So there's a guy on the show called Schmidt. Mm-hmm. And Schmidt is a very emotional individual. And he falls in love with another character on the show. They have sex and he cries every time they have sex. And he says the exact same thing you did. It was just so beautiful. Oh, man, I fart. I just have to fart because you ain't going to catch me crying after sex. Like, it's just not going to happen. And if a man next to me starts crying after we had sex, get up, get out, and I'll never want to see you again. I'd rather him fart.
With you, Eric.
I know you're vulnerable with me. Here's why we're having sex. So I don't need you crying. You start crying, I'm gonna be like, man, it's weird shit. That's a weird energy. You crying?
Wasn't we discussing one time in text? I think it was a topic we discussed that we never got around to doing. But like the pressure put on men to always be masculine and that kind of shit, toxic masculinity and whatnot.
What in the world I gotta do with crying for sex?
Why can't a man cry?
Why would you cry after sex? Like when you climax?
Overjoyed with what just happened. You could be elated.
I think this is the first time in the history of the Kelley Show podcast that you seem to be more emotional than me.
I don't do it.
The question was, would you rather?
Between that and farting every time, like I just feel like.
And you said cry.
To fart and nut at the exact same time.
So you ain't never farted and nutted at the same time before?
I'm talking about every time.
So swear to God, every man's done it at least twice, 3, 4 times in their life. Can't tell me that happened.
No, the worst is when like you got gas like in the middle of it, but you trying to like hold the gas in but focus.
And then as soon as you get to that place, doop, be like, well, hope they don't smell that. Sorry. But I've never cried in sex, so that's just not my automatic response to it. I can't. But okay, Will would rather cry. So Will would rather have 5 minutes sex and cry when he climax.
Hey, it's a beautiful 5 minutes.
It's a beautiful 5 minutes. Last one. Would you rather send news to a work colleague or send news to your ex?
Oh, to my ex, for sure.
Why?
Work colleague, because I feel like if it's an ex, that's like somebody that's already seen it. You know what I'm saying? They've seen everything before. So and then I'm also the kind of person like, for the most part, like I don't talk to like women I used to talk to or nothing like that. But like I'm cool enough with people to where it wouldn't be like some shit where, like, I could send hey, my bad, I ain't mean to send that to you. And it might be like an awkward moment, but it wouldn't be like some shit where I get like cursed out. I don't think. But
you don't even seem like the type that would even send nudes. So I'm even like,
oh man, back in high school. I mean, I'll send them a cake. I'll send one like as an adult, but like I used to back in high school, like when sending news was first a thing, I was like letting it rip. But then I had to realize like you just can't be sending your dick everywhere just because, you know, you send it to one person and then they might show somebody else, and then you got somebody saying, hey, Will, I saw something the other day.
And you'd be like, oh, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
But like sometimes, you know, back then, you know, you trying to be like a dude or whatever. You like, okay, yeah, I send my shit right now. Bet.
I ain't never been like that. I ain't even start sending news till I was, well, then again, I didn't even start having sex till I was grown. So I had my own apartment, paying for shit. Like, I just feel like, number one, I guess my number one rule in life for that is, if you can't pay to have sex somewhere, then you shouldn't be having sex. So I never did. And then once I started it was just weird because everybody was like, so you gonna let me see it or no? Ain't the point of talking for you to come over and see it anyway? Why would I send it to you?
No, sometimes they want to see it in advance so they know if it's even, you know what I'm saying?
I know. And then I noticed, okay, if I send a dick pic and they like it, I seem to get more ass. And I did. So I'm like you in high school. I'm just letting this shit rip. I'm be like, all right, go ahead and send it because I know you're going to ask for it anyway. Oh, so when? All right, let's schedule. But I would, obviously I would rather send it to a work colleague because number one, we're trying to distance ourselves from my ex, so he don't need to be seeing nothing on me no more. Period. Point blank. We're good. Done. We're doing well with being done with it. Let's say that.
Okay.
And I don't know. Sometimes my colleagues be fine. I'll be like, well, damn. There used to be when I used to work at Target. There used to be this my coworker. I mean, he's my friend too now, but my coworker's name's Coleman, and he keep playing with me. He gonna get fucked. Number one, but number two, because he keeps saying these things to me, and I'll be like, you know, I'll fuck you. He'd be like, yeah, I know. Okay, stop playing with me. But I send him a dick pic in a heartbeat. He texts me, yo, can I see it? Here you go. Boop. Here's a couple more.
I can't even send it to no work cotton. No.
I could. Well, where I'm working right now, no. But like I said, the last job that I was at where I had to clock in, yeah, I definitely sent him one. In a heartbeat. He knows I would. Like, he gives me one chance. I'm trying to keep him. He's fine. But he's a good person. He's a good person. But that's all we got for Would You Rather. So Will would rather have 5 minutes sex where he cries and only sends news to his ex.
Right.
You sound like a good person, honestly, truly.
Hey, you know, I try to be. You know, it's a lot of evil shit going on in the world right now. We got to have some good in it somewhere.
Bruh, have you seen it's a viral tweet, I think, at the moment, and it's one of these twins. They call themselves Twin Them. And they be like, good vibes, good motherfucking vibes only.
I don't think, I hadn't seen it.
Go check them out. They're pretty funny. I like them, but I like their energy too, because they really mean it. Like, we ain't doing the bad energy stuff. Only clean energy over here. So you're right. A lot of evil stuff going on in this world. We're going to get to some of that, of course. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and get into some entertainment news. First up, Usher.
Oh, Ush Bucks.
Okay, Ush Bucks. That man got his own money. he rich, king of Zamunda. I said, okay. But I hate it when people put Usher out there and just go ham like he's not Usher.
But that's what the internet does to everybody, though.
I know, but let's just say, for instance, Beyonce puts her face on Money. And nobody's going to say shit to her. Nobody.
Beyonce is like one of...
Beyonce is Beyonce. She
might be the only person on the planet that people... Her and maybe Rihanna that people wouldn't slander on the internet crazy. Other than that, even
but I was thinking too,
Jay, everybody gets it.
And it's, for me, I just feel like Usher has made an impact in the industry enough for people to know, okay, this just might be a new video. This might be new content of some sort. Well, why are we dogging him out?
From what I heard, basically, he threw money. He just threw some of the Ush Bucks in with the money or whatever. But like, he has a residency in Vegas. So to me, I think this is all just promotion for that residency in Vegas. Right.
Which it is, because his publicist came out and said that. And I thought to myself, that's exactly what it is. He has nothing else to promote at the moment because, if I'm not mistaken, his residency was supposed to happen last year. But of course, COVID shut everything down. And now that places are opening up and they're letting a little bit more of their capacity in, like restaurants are now being like, okay, instead of 50%, we can let 70% in, even though I think personally that's been long gone. Niggas just be letting everybody in.
Right.
Like, I went to a restaurant last week. A table was next to me, and then there was another table next to me. I said, this is not 50%.
Yeah, niggas is outside. But real quick on the Usher thing.
They don't care.
Usher probably had the most slept on song last year with Bad Habits. That shit was fire. That was the best Usher song he's put out probably since like 2008.
Okay, simple. 08.
I'm not trying to play him when I say that, but...
Nah, Good Kisser was the shit. Good Kisser was a good song. And then
it was
Don't Waste My Time. I thought Don't Waste My Time was a really good song, actually.
Which one is Don't Waste My Time? Is that the one with LMA?
Yes.
That song was cool, but
I mean, Bad Habits is a better song.
Right. Like, to me, when I say like his best since 08, I mean like Bad Habits would have been one that like I thought would have, boom, that shit is out of here.
True. It would have been a nice, if you really put it, I mean, of course, if you can move discographies and put them onto like a different timeline, like take the time stone and put it over here type of shit.
Right.
Bad Habits would have been an excellent song to come right off of Confessions into. Okay. They would have made a pretty decent sound for him going there. Because Bad Habits is definitely better than Love in the Club. I don't care what nobody said. I never liked that song.
Club. The second version more than the first, but Love in the Club when it first came out was fire.
I mean, I can see why it was fire, but I don't know. I was like, this don't sound like Confessions to me. I don't like it. And I wasn't, because I just thought everything he made before, it just didn't match that. And Usher was one of those artists that just his artistry continued to grow. Because, you go from You Make Me Wanna, then You Remind Me, and then we got Like, it's a total escalate. Like, he didn't lose. And then Love in the Club, I was like...
But that also... I want to say... And that was like 08, I think. But that was kind of when he started... Yeah.
That's when that slope happened. But then he got a little bit back up with the whole Raymond versus Raymond album. That shit from top to bottom was fantastic. I love it.
I don't think people really fucked with that album like that.
Which I don't understand why. That album is probably the best album he had after Confessions. Because Here I Stand got some hits.
Here I Stand got a few joints on it.
Yeah, but it wasn't a masterpiece.
Oh no.
Because there are some I could skip. But then I'm not sure what came after Here I Stand.
Here I Stand. I think Raymond versus Raymond after that.
There was an album in between Here I Stand and Raymond versus Raymond. I just can't remember what the album is.
I feel like because Raymond versus Raymond was the one with Papers on it. That was like the first song that came out, wasn't it?
Maybe. Yeah. I hated that Papers.
I think he did that, and then he did like a deluxe of it with like some EDM shit or something like that. Because he had like that hot tidy shit, and then he had a song with Pitbullers. That was when he was kind of going into his EDM bag. Hold on, I'm on the computer.
Yeah, but
right quick.
Actually, hot toddy, all rappers, listen up. And I keep telling people this that bring this song up. Jay-Z's verse is a total masterclass for that song. When I tell you the metaphors on that shit, classic. He was. Yeah. Jay that's one of the best Jay verses I heard in a while. I was like, God, this man that nigga spit. Okay, Here I Stand, 08. Raymond versus Raymond was 2010. And then Looking for Myself with like Climax was 2012. Oh, okay. I was thinking those two albums were backwards. But Raymond versus Raymond was definitely better than Looking for Myself. Looking for Myself was just a whole bunch of, I didn't even get it. I didn't really understand what the goal was. I didn't get the whole wearing red shoes with every outfit we got going.
For himself. That's what happens when you're looking for yourself.
And then the fake mohawk thing, I said, where are you?
That was 2012. That was like Roscoe Dash era. Niggas was doing mohawks then. Grown men.
Yeah, grown. Usher definitely was grown at that time, but Bad Habits is a good one. But Usher's not even putting out albums anymore, even though they keep teasing that whole Confessions 2. And I said, I don't really think you should call it that because you're really gonna set yourselves up if it's not good.
I think for one, if you say Confessions 2, people are gonna listen to it just because it's Confessions 2.
Right.
And then 2, I think he probably would have put that album out last year had it not been for COVID because, he had started, like he had a song with LMA, Bad Habits. He had the, Sex Beat with Luda and John. So he kind of was putting music out. It's just.
He was, but remember now, Sex Beat is just an extra beat that they didn't use from, I'm pretty sure the Confessions era.
But I feel like Usher's not one of those people that just teases music, if you get what I'm saying. Like, Usher doesn't just put out, here's a loose song just to have. Like, Usher usually puts some shit out and then, okay, boom, we're coming with something.
Right. Usually. So, and this would be the first time that he did not do that. So, okay, you're right. That makes sense. But yeah, man, if Usher gonna put out Usher Bucks, it's for a reason. Let's give that man some credit where credit is due. Now, speaking of credit where credit is due, City Boy J. For those who don't know who he is, that's the dude that made the Track Star Challenge. The dude that was like, wow. And he called out the artist for Track Star, Mooski, because Mooski didn't have him in the video. Mm. And I watched the video and I was like, so where's the dude that literally made the song go viral? Like, without him, honestly, would that song have peaked anywhere? We weren't listening to it. I never listened to the full song only because, and the only reason I even know what the song is because of the man. Mm-hmm. So when TikTokers create something for you, I feel like you should put them in the video or at least give them some sort of credit. Now, Mooski went on the Morning Hustle with L'Oreal and said that, we contacted everybody that helped the video get to a certain point, even the TikTokers. Mm-hmm. And then City Boy J is like, nobody ever talked to me. I'm just saying, cut that man a little bread. Like, we really are in an era where influencers really do make a difference.
Okay. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I'm not
right.
This is what I would say though.
Okay.
If I put out a song or whatever, somebody does a dance to it or whatever and helps it go to another level. Like, yeah, it would be nice of me to, put them in a video or something like that if I choose to. But at the same time, like, I don't feel like you're obligated to do something unless he specifically said, hey, can you help this go viral? And then disassociated himself with the man after it went viral. Like, would it be a nice or a good thing to do? Yeah, but I don't feel like the artist is necessarily obligated to put someone in a song because they did a TikTok to it.
Okay, so now here's the other part of it that I feel is a tad bit messed up, and I feel like it is the reason why he wasn't contacted. Now, if you've ever seen City Boy J, he's not straight. Period. Right? Very, very flamboyant. And City Boy J thinks because I'm gay and flamboyant is the reason why I didn't get contacted. And if I'm being honest, as a gay man, I'm pretty sure that is the reason. Because I mean, if you really think about it, you as an artist, yes, you have an image to uphold, and associating yourself with something that doesn't exactly align with it, you wouldn't put him in the video. And now you're right. I mean, if somebody made something go viral, that's on them. I didn't tell you to make it go viral. I didn't tell you to make a challenge. But knowing how well this is done, knowing that this person is the sole reason why it happened, why your label's like, okay, this is picking up traction, and there's a pinpoint. It's not like he and 5 other people had similar ideals and then somebody just randomly put it all together. It's one individual came up with something that sparked a huge flame for you. You didn't have to do no radio promo. You didn't have to put it on social media that you got a new song out. The label didn't have to spend no money. It would just be nice if you would do that, like I've seen other artists do. And since he is gay and flamboyant, I feel like that is the exact reason why that didn't happen. Because, K Camp put that little girl on for the whole renegade thing, however you do that shit. And then Drake put in, what's his name? Siggy for making,
In My Feelings.
Yeah. Because, Siggy, of course, we all knew in My Feelings was going to blow, right? Because, it was a good song. But at the same time, what's his name? Siggy. S-A-S.
S-H.
S-H. Oh, Shiggy.
Yeah.
Okay. I sound like Webby trying to say Charlemagne the God.
Right.
But yeah, Shiggy literally outdid himself and made that song pop, made it go viral. So, Drake brought him along. But also, these individuals don't exactly, let's say this, they don't add nor take away from the artist's image. And it's not a risky move for them to put him in there. But for Mooski, it would have been risky, and I think he should have taken the risk. I
feel what you're coming from. And I don't mean to sound like I'm discriminating or nothing like that.
You about to sound like a dick on a gay man's podcast. No, but go ahead.
Not even that, but the way you said it's a risk. As an artist, look, I get the guy, help boost the song and all that. But a lot of artists have one legit look to where things can go for them or not go for them. So personally, do I think he could have maybe found a way to, even and I don't mean to sound fucked up when I say this, but maybe even have the guy just in the video or something, just a little quick look or something like that. Yeah, I think he could have, but
see,
that's what you said. It's it's an image thing. So
It is an image thing.
Do you know the links artists go to protect their image or portray an image, whether it's who they really are or not?
Exactly. But at the same time, I hear what you're saying. And I've already agreed to, yes, it's an image thing. But at the same time, people do not get that sometimes being a good person is the image. Doing what is necessarily right is the image. And I think putting the man that made your shit viral single-handedly, because you didn't do that. You didn't do that. Most people that are listening to Trackstar are only listening to the first 15 seconds to do the dance. They don't even know your name.
No.
So
I feel you, but it's the music industry. How many people in the music industry are doing the right thing? Like, honestly, a lot of the people that we look up to in the music industry and respect have horrible reputations of shit they've done to people business-wise or shit like it's an ugly game. I'm not saying that makes it okay, but I'm saying.
All right, we're gonna disagree. We're gonna agree to disagree because we're saying the same thing. We're just on two different ends of the same thing. Right. If you get what I'm saying. Last thing in entertainment news that I got for you: UNC's first ever African American coach, Herbert Davis, is his name. I'm very happy that yes, he's proud. That is the word to be used. I'm very happy that he has made history because I mean, UNC been around for how long? This is their first black coach. Like, damn, ain't that's the one thing we good at basketball?
In UNC's defense, they're like Roy Williams has been there 20-something years, and their coach before that, Dean Smith, was there, I want to say 20-ish, 30 years. So it's not like they've had a bunch of coaches come in and out. They pretty much have had like
a good coach that can stick around,
like a long tenured coach. So that's one thing I just want to throw out there.
That makes sense, but not the purpose of even bringing him up in entertainment news. So of course he had a press conference for it because I mean he's made history. People want to know, and in this press conference he said, "I am proud to be the first African American coach for the Tar Heels. And I'm also proud of my heritage, but I'm also proud of my white wife." This press conference was not for your wife. And nobody cares. We really don't. Now, granted, he also mentioned his children. So, yay for them getting the best of both worlds. But at the same time, it took away from the whole making history thing. Because not because she's white. It's because you had to mention it as if we were going to come after you if we found out she was white. Or this is more of a disclaimer, a defense to put up. So just get it out there for everybody goes after me. Dog.
I mean, it was definitely awkward, but I think maybe like you said, either one, he wanted to just go ahead and make that disclaimer, or two, I think maybe granted, he would be is the first black coach in that school's history, and that's like a prominent basketball school, like in college basketball history. But I think maybe he doesn't want to be known as the black coach, if you get what I'm saying.
Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about that. Because
no, I feel you, but like, I think for him, maybe he just doesn't want to be known. Oh, that's the black coach, or it say, oh, the black coach is doing, shit like that. Like, maybe he just wants to be looked at as a coach versus everything that he does. Being like, oh, how does it feel to be the black? black this or a black man doing this. Like maybe he doesn't want to have to be black all the time, if that makes sense.
Great. And having a white woman on his arm is supposed to help with that?
I mean, I think I'm just out there, but I think
bruh, let me tell you something. Logically, that makes no sense. It just doesn't. If not more so, if that was his logic behind the whole reason, that would just make shit worse for him. That's the black guy that married a white woman who's the coach. Like it does nothing for him. It did nothing for us to know that information.
No, it didn't do anything for us, but I'm just saying from his perspective, maybe he thought he needed to just put that out there. And it didn't come off the way he intended, I don't think.
It didn't come off at all correct. And I was like, damn, dog, like, why'd you have to go and ruin this moment? Me personally, I don't do sports. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, okay. But at the same time, history's been made. So I said, okay, I'm gonna give this a listen. Because usually I would just bypass it. And then I'm listening. I was like, who the fuck cares? Like everybody that's been a part of this podcast for a long time understands that I like white men, but do I have to mention that or say that every time I do something? No, not at all. If I'm being honest, shit, I'm pretty sure I made history in Charlotte, North Carolina myself. I'm probably the first black queer radio personality in Charlotte, North Carolina, at least openly. Mm-hmm. Like people know I'm gay on air when I open my mouth and say something about it. But would I say, hey, I'm the first openly black gay radio personality and my husband's wife? No. It just taints it. It makes me look like I'm defensive, and it's awkward and embarrassing for everybody. He shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done it at all. And I was very disappointed. I said, nah, dog. There wasn't no need for that. You could have just kept it where it was. Thank y'all. Right. Have a great day for choosing me. I appreciate it, and I hope that in your eyes, I'll be a superhero. Nobody need to know you was ice-teeing it up around here. Shut the fuck up. Just saying. But that's all I got for entertainment news. New music that we got going on. Now I'm going to go through this real quick because honestly, again, music is just such a... Right now, music for me, it's just nobody sounding like anything anymore, period. Like nobody's even sounding like themselves. Speaking of people that aren't sounding like themselves, Busta Rhymes, he just came up with a new song called When I Belong with Mariah Carey. And it is a continuation of the song they had back in, what's it called?
I Know What You Want.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah. And the beats sound the same too. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, that's cute. But then they came out with a video for it. It released 6 days ago. That video is trash. I was like, damn, it's Busta Rhymes and Mariah Carey. Y'all ain't got no money to put up.
Oh, see, I hadn't seen the video. I heard the song because it was on I think his album had came out like around December. He keeps like doing deluxes. Like he has another deluxe coming out this week.
Why? For the same album that nobody's listening to. Granted, I thought the album was okay, but first of all, this whole deluxe shit, if your album hasn't met number one, there shouldn't be a deluxe to come with it.
Personally, I'm tired of the deluxes, but again, people are doing it for financial reasons because it's another reason to boom, okay, I can get people to take another look at this album or go stream this album some more. Or I put one song on the deluxe that they like and now they go and check my other shit out. So that's the thought process behind it. But personally, I feel like a lot of these deluxes be bullshit anyway. Like it's not like you adding a few more songs that are fire most of the time. Like, so I'm not a fan of it.
Exactly. Then You got Queen Naja came out with the new song with Ari Lennox. It's basically the opposite of Brandy and Monica's song, The Boy Is Mine, because it's called Set Him Up. So it's just about them figuring out, oh, he's cheating. Then he's cheating on with us. So let's set his ass up. Do I like it? Not so much. It's okay. Like, it's all right. I might have to give it another listen or two, but do I think it's really going to be a fantastic, miraculous combination of two R&B singers that are going to dominate the charts like Brandy and Monica did back in the day? Nah, not going to happen. And then you got Doja Cat, who's back, who honestly never left because she really been eating off of that album. That album's been out for 2 years. 2 years. And Streets just got popular and then she made a whole video for it a month ago or 2 months ago. So, and now she's doing for her new album called Planet Her. That's the rumored title for it. But she has a single called Kiss Me More featuring SZA. I honestly don't understand why SZA's on the song. She doesn't sing the chorus. She just has a verse. And I was like, what was the purpose? Like, you got an R&B star on it, but she doesn't sing the verse. I don't know. I didn't really get it. But I did like the video. The video is very original. So I appreciate that. But have you seen the video yet?
I've heard about the song. I have not seen the video.
Oh. The video is pretty clever. It's like men go to the planet Her, and they're basically playing them like a video game.
Okay.
And they're like they're huge aliens, and they basically just collect human beings that come on the planet, or human men that come on the planet.
That sounds in line with Doja Cat's videos.
Exactly. Very, very weird, very eclectic, but I like that. And she's very versatile when it comes to music. So yeah, I'm not sure if this song is going to be as popular as the rest of them, and she's probably going to like build up to better singles, but I'm pretty sure she's going to flip it like she usually does. At least I hope, because I'll vote for Doja. But I also vote for Nicki Minaj to come back. So there's that. Just saying.
Retired, isn't she?
Yeah, but...
Well, we know what that means. No rappers say they retired all the time. Nobody.
Right. Like, Jay said he retired too. 3 years ago, there was an album. So... Which, I mean, honestly, I hope he comes out with another album. I wouldn't mind it. I think
he probably will. I don't know if you saw it. That nigga named Luda has some new music dropping.
What?
He actually, from what I saw...
Wait, whoa. Like, act the fool, Luda?
Look, so from what I saw,
no.
2 songs that he's featured on that are about to come out. So one, if you fuck with Griselda, but Conway from Griselda, he has a song with Jid and Luda that I heard. I fuck with it. The Ludacris verse, to me, it sounds like vintage Luda, but they kind of put it in on the end of the song. So like Jid and Conway are kind of rapping back and forth. So Luda's verse is good, but it doesn't necessarily fit with the rest of the song.
Jid mean J.I.D.?
Yeah, J.I.D. from Dreamville.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, who the hell is Jid? Yeah, so Jid has a song with Ludacris on it.
So it's Conway, who's one of the members of Griselda, featuring J.I.D. Those are the main 2 on it. So they kind of trade verses back and forth, and then Luda kind of comes in at the end.
And what's the name of the song?
It's called Scatterbrain. So it'll be out technically tomorrow. By the time people hear this, it'll be out.
Okay. Excellent.
And then I think the dude's name is Beat King. But basically, he's a DJ or whatever. It's a P-pop in 2021. So I only heard like Luda had put just like a little snippet of his verse on IG. I think that's coming out tomorrow. I'm not sure, but the Luda snippet I heard, it sounded like vintage Luda.
Okay.
So
Ludacris got a lot going on because they just dropped the trailer for Fast 9 too.
Right.
So which I'm over. I'm just like, the only exciting thing I think about the movie is going to be Charlize Theron, because she's just amazing at whatever she does. But at this point, I was like, either y'all really should be dead, or we really should have called this a day after Paul Walker. There was just no need to continue this. But then also, the dude we thought died in Fast 5, because, you know, like somehow, some way, these, like, the timing is wrong for them. And like, technically, like, Tokyo is ahead of its time.
See, there was a period, like, I want to say it might have been like 3. Wait, Tokyo was 3. I never saw Tokyo Drift.
Really?
There was a time in the middle where I missed like 2 or 3. And then after a while, I got back in because they just kept making them. And eventually I started back watching them. But there's like 2 or 3 that I missed in the middle.
Oh, well, I've watched all of them. And I like Tokyo Drift, but, you know, my reason for watching Tokyo Drift was Bow Wow. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go support my man, you know, because he was hot at that point. That the album had dropped. Fresh in My Mirrors was the 3rd single. Fast 3 just came out. He was on top of the world. But, you know, Vin Diesel was at the end. So I was like, oh, so Vin Diesel's going to be either in the next movie they make or this is just the end of it all. But it's just like Hans died in he died like in 2 movies. I don't get it. But now he's completely back. And I'm just like, somebody got to explain this timeline to me because I don't understand. This shit is worse than the whole Dragon Ball Z, Trunks coming into the future, Back to the Future, figuring shit out.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, y'all are giving me a real headache, real vertigo type shit.
You just gotta watch it and not think about it. Like, did you finally get around to watching Godzilla?
Oh, yeah, not my movie.
And what did I tell you? I didn't really spoil shit because it's like,
no, you did spoil shit because Godzilla kicked that nigga
he
ass.
beat the shit out of Kong.
He beat the shit out of Kong.
In the end, it didn't have nothing really to do with, because they go on to fight Mecha Godzilla. So it's like, it's not like I don't feel like I just said, oh, well, this is exactly what happens.
You really wanted to clear your name. You know how long we talked about
this? Because it was like 3 or 4 people that was like, damn, bro, I ain't seen the movie yet. And I'm like, bro, first of all, it had been like 3 or 4 days since the movie had been out. Second of all, that movie, you got to watch that movie purely just for entertainment purposes. You can't think about the shit at all, really, anyway. So it ain't like it was some elaborate plot and I just broke the shit down.
There was nothing elaborate about it, period. Niggas was fighting. Big monsters were fighting. That's it. Cities got destroyed.
People did things in between. Some guy got from America to Tokyo or China, wherever, in like 15 minutes. And
it was just, I was like, how are we over here? How did we get here to an underworld? I was like, okay, this is all a bit much. But I guess at least the right people died, so whatever. But I mean, I think Godzilla and Kong, the big monster movies, are just more catered to those that were teenagers in like the 70s and the 80s. Though, because my coworker who's 50-something, he was like, it was such an amazing movie. And I was
like, it was entertaining. I'll give it that. It was entertaining.
Was it?
To me, it was. But I
just watched it because I was already invested. And then when I cut it off, I was like, never again. Don't worry about it.
Like the Kong Skull Island, I feel like that was actually a good movie where, yeah, you had some monsters, but they kind of built some shit out a little bit.
No, that movie was funny because everybody was fucking stupid, including that dude that thought he was going to blow up homeboy. Yeah. And he said, come at me, bro. No, he said,
I thought that one was straight. And then the Godzilla 1 that came out like a few years ago, not the the last Godzilla that came out like 2 or 3 years ago. But I feel like with this one, they didn't really. I know it's only so much you can do with human characters because people want to see the monsters fight, but they could have added an extra 20 or so minutes and kind of like actually flesh some shit out to me.
They could have. But honestly, me personally, I like the Godzilla, the movie that came out when I was a kid, because, bruh, Godzilla was him and eating. I was like, damn, why this nigga so fat? Because, the other Godzilla, he wasn't that big. Yeah. Like, he was a big dude, but, he was lean. This dude, chubby.
I never actually saw that Godzilla, but I want to go back.
That Godzilla is a good movie. It's a good movie because you were trying to figure out why Godzilla was doing what Godzilla was doing. Godzilla was protecting, technically, I guess this Godzilla was a her because Godzilla was protecting her eggs. So it was really scientists trying to figure out, okay, why is this monster all of a sudden destroying the world? And the acting was tons better. The movie was just better. And then it came out with a cartoon, and the cartoon was good too. So when I watched this, I was like, not with it. But it's a graphically, aesthetically, it was very pleasing, especially that fight in Hong Kong. I was like, ooh, look at all the pretty lights. Look at everybody dying. Like, technically, how many people died in that movie if it was real?
Oh, yeah. It'd be too many to count. Like,
bruh, like, everybody gone. What's that? People gonna die tonight. Niggas did that, but I was like, okay, cool.
I see what you did there, Eric.
Oh, you see what I did there?
Yeah. Fuck that. Get the fuck back.
No.
Okay. The hotel's on my nutsack. What's that?
What's that?
One of my favorite songs I'm worried about.
The beat, everybody's first. Even Lil Fate got in there a little bit and stuff.
Man, I used to fuck with Lil Fate. I wouldn't
say all that.
Shine.
I wouldn't say all that.
Shit, more than I-20. I was so mad. I was like, why do you keep trying to push I-20 on us? Get his ass out of here.
I don't know why. First of all, I don't know why Ludacris is pushing any of them except for because he didn't really have to push Chingy. Chingy was already fucking there. He didn't have to push Bobby Valentino because Bobby Valentino was like, bing. But I don't know. I just don't understand why he didn't push Shauna more. I didn't understand that.
He tried to. It's just her shit didn't sell.
I was like, damn.
But
because I was about to say the only person.
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying that the only people that really broke through the mold for Luda on was probably, like I said, Chingy, Bobby Valentino, Shauna if she was featured, and then Player Circle had that one song that went up, and then boom, there you got it. And that's pretty much it off his label that did any numbers.
But
so
I think with Shauna, because I was listening to some shit a while back that she was on, and Shauna, to me, I think probably because she used to have kind of that, twist the Midwest kind of flow going on. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why I didn't really connect, because she was rapping, but it might have been too rapidy.
It was the Midwest rap, but that's where she's from, Chicago. So I understand her style because that's how everybody sounds that raps from Chicago, other than Kanye West himself. But even Kanye West got a little bit into the Midwest sound. So, but I don't know. I don't understand why she didn't pop. I thought she was great, and I really thought getting some head was really going to be it for her. The bag, we done. And then Damn came after that, and I was like, okay, I like Damn because I like the beat, number one. I forgot. My bad. Phil Mob did a really good job.
They for a minute, even though they ended up having beef with Luda.
I was like, okay, but they did a really good job with putting Sierra on that shit too. I was like, all right, a jazzy beat. Sierra's featured on it. Y'all hitting with the charts.
Those was with DTP for a minute.
Let's not talk about it.
But he had that's her. He had a hit. One hit while he was there, I want to say.
That's her.
That's her. That's her. That's her.
Then we really gonna count as a hit? That's what we doing now, Will. A hit out of all the Scrappy hits.
It's on his lower. Scrappy only got 5 hits. No offense to Scrappy. He's got about.
No offense to Scrappy, but what we not gonna do is that. Okay.
That I think would qualify enough.
Nah.
Like
we can't even do that.
These verses in some of these songs these niggas is playing and claiming they hits. That's her is a hit compared to some of the shit that niggas be acting like is a hit.
But what we're doing is comparing it to those that are on DTP and also Scrappy himself. That song does not count at all. We're not going to do that.
The lower of the list.
It's not lower. It's not on the list. It should not be on the list. It shouldn't be there. That's terrible. It's terrible. It's trash. It's trash. But either way. But not speaking of Ludacris because of this, but I was listening to the Red Light District and
where your mouth is.
Yeah, why are you even with me? Better hunter. Because
I've always wondered, and I probably got to go after this, but I've always wondered, and if I ever meet Luda, I'm gonna ask him why DMX never got a verse on that song.
That's what I said. I said, you got DMX to be on the song, and the only thing you gave him was a hook.
But I've heard, I think Nori had told a story on Drink Champs. DMX was a very difficult person to get to do things. So, that might have been all he could get was that little bit. Because, Nori said one time they were supposed to be doing a song, and he flew DMX somewhere, I think. And basically, DMX was out, them little remote control cars and shit? Instead of being in the studio, DMX was out racing them shits for a day. And then Nori had to kind of be like, hey, I need us to get this song done. So DMX, at least from the stories, wasn't really the easiest at times to.
Don't we know it? Granted, God rest that man's soul. But at the same time, did everybody forget he impersonated a police officer in a in a terminal?
He was wild.
He was a wild boy. But when I was going back to it, because number one, when anybody passes away, I really hate it when people be like, DMX inspired me to blah, blah. I'll be like, yo, shut the bullshit down. Unless you really knew him or really was a fan, or I see you tweeting or talking about, how me and you will randomly put up, be like, hey, this Ludacris song used to rock.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. I can see you are an actual fan and you want to talk about it. But no, you got people over here that don't talk nothing about DMX. Now he passed away, and all of a sudden it's DMX this, DMX that. I was like, okay.
In people's defense, I will say between because he got a lot of love after that verses that he did with Snoop. But
he did.
But I think a lot of people fuck with DMX, but it's been so long since he was kind of stable in a sense.
True.
That people weren't necessarily talking about it as much versus you got to think, it was a point in time in rap, and granted, you and I would have been kids, but 98, 99, 2000, DMX
let's talk about it, William.
The best rapper in the game.
No, he has to be, because the first 3 albums, if I'm not mistaken, all of them are either double platinum or more. And
3, 4, or 5 times platinum.
Okay, thought so. And then when you really think about it, all his heavy hitters are literally on the first 3 albums that came in 98 to 2001. That's fucking nuts. That's nuts. And when I really thought about it, I said, damn, nobody's ever done that before. Back to back.
What?
Even today when I was at the, what? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, yeah, because he was the first other than Tupac, first artist to have 2 #1 albums in a year. Because, niggas wasn't putting out 2 albums in a year. Other than No Limit in 98, it was No Limit and DMX. And then he's also the first artist to have his first 5 albums all debut at #1.
Sheesh. DMX wasn't nothing to play with. And when I was just looking, I said, damn, all his hit singles are literally anything that made #1 was in a 3-year span. And when you really think about it, it was in a 3-year span that basically, even until today, is still so heavy.
That's one thing I noticed too when going back and listening to his catalog. It's like his hits, they still sound good today. Like they don't sound like some songs that were hits back then. You'd be like, this shit. But like his shit, they still have that same kind of presence in that. And like to me, and I would have said this even before he passed. Like personally, DMX is in my at least top 15, if not top 10 all time, just because of like the presence he has on songs, the feeling he puts through in his songs, and the fact that his music has been able to, you know what I'm saying? It's been able to live, and he has a lot of different styles of music.
That's true. But I guess the one thing for me about DMX is his cadence.
Oh, okay, never mind, because I was going to ask you something else, but go ahead.
What was your question?
No, go ahead. Say what you're going to say first. Because what I was going to say is going to take
What was your question?
Else. Okay.
Oh, well, okay.
No, you go.
No, you go. What's the question?
All right. So, I fuck with DMX. But I got to ask. And I know back then, people said a lot of crazy shit on songs in general. Especially him, because not to be funny, but he would have said himself, he had mental shit going on. But like, for you as like a gay person, and I hate to put you like on the spot, but like listening to some of those, like he has some things he said in songs that aren't. Yeah, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I guess like how do you
it's it's like I guess for me, that's music that's created when being gay wasn't, #1, considered popular. #2, wasn't included in a lot of things. And #2 was always seen as a negative connotation in order to insult your opponent, hater, whoever. And I guess I try to understand that when I'm listening to it. Now, there's certain songs that I just can't listen to.
No,
but I just can't do it. I'll be like, because I remember the other day I listened to something and I was like, oh, y'all just dropping the F word like that? Nah, next. I'm about to say the only person I'm pretty sure that I ever even was like, okay, I might be able to let this go with that word is Eminem.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just it can be difficult. It can definitely be challenging. Now, if you're a rapper of today, knowing where we are and that we're out here and we are not just a sexuality, then now that's a problem.
Okay, I got it. It's kind of like, it's almost like you don't necessarily want to do, I guess, revisionist history or whatever, as far as like
exactly.
It might have been fucked up, but at the same time, it's like that's kind of this. As fucked up as it may have been, the standard at the time, almost. So it's
exactly, and there's nothing there's nothing that I can do about that. And they also don't know better. They probably should have known better, but they don't know better. But I mean, you're gonna compare it to today's rappers. You should know better.
Right.
You shouldn't have anything to say of that nature. So yeah, like I said, me personally, like I said, I like DMX as a character more so than a rapper. And granted, I am not a deep cut listening to a whole DMX album artist. DMX came out with a hit. He made it back in one piece, and I'm singing along. So that also plays into it, because I can't just be like, well, I don't fuck with DMX because he said this in some of those lyrics. I don't know some of those lyrics, even though I know they exist, and his hit singles never really said anything too much about that. So, in the famous words of DMX, mind your business, lady. And that's what I'm gonna do.
What were you gonna say about his cadence though?
No, his cadence is fantastic, because you do not get too many rappers in this game where your cadence is just as big as your flow. Like, your cadence is just as big as the record itself. You don't get too many artists like that, because, you know, there are some artists that really work on wordplay. Mm-hmm. There are certain artists that work on onomatopoeias. Shit, for a while, I wasn't listening to Jeezy. I was listening to the ad-libs. Yeah, you know?
Right.
And then was like, I'm not listening to Jeezy for content. I like the ad-libs. Them shits get me hype. Right. I'm ready. But him, it's a rare occasion where you get a cadence that captures me. And the only other rapper that has a certain cadence that captures me is none other than
Chris.
Exactly. Like, Ludacris's cadence goes fucking crazy. So when you hear DMX and him on a track together, I get it and I understand. And it's one of the best Ludacris songs I think there is.
That's the thing that got me. Even, like I said, I've been a fan of DMX for a while. Like, obviously since I was a kid. Like, even kind of after his main hits, when he had like the Who We Be, which I think is a hit. Granted, it wasn't up there with like some of his other hits, but that kind of era when he wasn't off, but he was like cooling off. Like, I even like had started kind of listening to him then. That's what, like, when I started really listening to rap. But like, I think the thing with him that kind of sticks out to me the most is like, even with his loud, crazy kind of tone and everything, he never really felt out of place on a song. And like, he was always one that, like, if he was on a song, you paid attention to him. Like, it didn't matter who else was on the song. They might do good and you might like their part too. But like, I don't recall a DMX song where like he has a presence on a song that's like second to none. Like, you just automatically, oh, this is DMX. Okay, I'm gonna listen.
Exactly. So, i.e., the Touch It remix. I get it. I understand. But God knows, I used to be pissed when I'd be in a club and somebody would play that remix and not let me hear DMX's part. How dare you? It's the best part of the remix in general. He blew everybody out the water, including Busta Rhymes' goddamn self. I was like, the lyrics is on point, the chaos is on point. And he really, like you said, adds a presence to something that is just, I mean, it's really second to none.
Right.
Like, you really can't compare him to anybody. You really can't compare him to anybody. I mean, of course, you can put him in the verses with Snoop Dogg, which makes total sense. Their themes are dogs.
Honestly, that verses made no sense to me until I watched it. Just to me, because X being the more hype artist and Snoop being... X to me was more hype and serious versus Snoop was more laid back and fun. But the way they did it, it worked out perfectly. But I would have never pictured that before then.
I mean, me neither. But at the same time, when they said DMX versus Snoop, I was like, I get it. I understand where you're going here, Tim and Swiss. And I hope Swiss is okay. I really do.
He's hurting right now.
I know he hurt. Because that was, honestly, truly, that was probably the second thing on my mind. I was like, damn, somebody checking on Swiss. Somebody like, let us know, is he doing okay? Because that's his actual friend. And for you to see that man go through so much and make records for him, and you all are not just making a business, but you're making a lifestyle together. And that's just, it's sad. It's sad.
One thing I think, well, two things I think that are, I guess if you have to say good out of this or whatever, like, one, I know he and Swiss have been working on an album. So I don't know how complete the album is, but I think, because I know Swiss has been talking about it for a while. I know I've heard DMX in a few interviews talk about it. So I think for us selfishly, and, you know, definitely for his family who's going to need that money, he got like 15 kids. That shit was crazy. But anyway, you know, they do have some more music that I think, you know, Swiss is going to be able to kind of oversee and finish out and definitely want to get that out. And then two, like, and DMX did a Drink Champs interview in like February of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And basically one of the things he said, like, you know, through all the ups and downs, the highs and lows, you know, he said in that interview, like, he felt like he's lived a good life. And he didn't say that he wanted to die, but he said, you know, whenever his time comes, he would be ready because he's felt like, you know, ultimately God gave him everything he could ultimately ask for. So I think that,
and
you know,
honestly, he ain't lying. Every time we turn around on Twitter, there is some fun ass time he's having.
Right.
Like, I really don't, like, I know behind the scenes, it's very tragic and dark. DMX did, you know, a lot of things to harm himself. But at the same time, DMX was a good time. That's somebody I can have fun with as long as you don't offer me drugs. I'm good.
And it's like, you know, as bad as the lows were, with DMX especially, you don't get DMX the artist without all the shit he went through personally.
Exactly.
It is not possible.
It's not, but that's what made him an amazing artist. Yes, indeed. So R.I.P. DMX. I think
one more thing real quick.
You got one more thing?
One last thing on the DMX thing, and we probably should have ended it there. But I had saw a tweet, and I think you had retweeted my comment on it, but the whole super group that happened but didn't quite happen with
Murder Inc.
with X, Ja, and Jay, that shit would have been crazy.
I believe that group didn't happen because they were gods of the rap game at that point. Like, Jigga was automatically number one. And then DMX is playing on his own fucking planet. And Ja Rule not only has hip hop charts going, but he got pop charts going.
Like, from what I saw, I think the group was supposed to happen before, because people don't really realize, like, before 2000, Ja used to be like a street rapper. Like, if you go back, like, his first album, he didn't start doing that pop shit until, and this is just from me watching a bunch of interviews and shit, he started doing that poppier shit as a result of people telling him he sounded like DMX. But, like, Ja's first single was Holla Holla, his first big single. That's not really poppy. And then Can I Get Her with Jay-Z, that was Ja's song that he gave to Jay.
Right. I remember that.
So I don't know. I just, the thought of them three being in a group together, which I had also heard that, like, I think it was some tension between X and Jay, and then also maybe X and Ja, because X felt like Ja was trying to rap like him. But I just think that would have been, even if it was just one album, I think that would have been some iconic music that we look back on. And, you know,
actually, that's two rap groups that should have happened but didn't.
What's the other one?
What was their name going to be? Rebel Child or something of that nature?
Oh, was it like Kanye and Lupe and
Pharrell?
Yeah, okay.
I was like, okay, so we have two super producers. One can rap and one can rap if he needs to. because he slid on Drop It Like It's Hot. And there are plenty of other records Pharrell be sliding on. The niggas just don't understand. I'd be like, that nigga can rap. Don't play. But then you got Lupe Fiasco, who is fresh out the box, but he's getting all this attention from the greats. Like, you have to be an excellent rapper in order for, number one, Jay to sign you, and number two, for you to turn down Jay and him still want to be a part of your album. Pressure, still one of the greatest rap songs. So when that didn't happen, they actually came out with one. They either came out with one or two singles together. I can't remember. But I was like, because I think I was I a senior? I was either a junior or senior in high school when the news had came about that they would be creating this supergroup. And I was like, fuck yes, because that's all I listened to in high school was Lupe Fiasco, Kanye West, and Pharrell. In my mind, Graduation, Food and Liquor, there was, and I mean, of course, Ludacris, but other than that, that was all I played in my car. And when that did not happen, and I'm talking about I waited all of freshman year and sophomore year to make that happen. And they were like, nah. I was like, fuck y'all. Unnecessary. It could have happened. But yeah, Murder Inc.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda. And if it coulda, it woulda, but it didn't. So I guess we'll just be grateful for the magazine cover and call that a day.
Right.
But I think this is a perfect time to say goodbye. So this is a wild card episode for us. So we just talking what we talking, going through some stuff, and of course mentioning Ludacris.
The just shooting the shit kind of feel to it.
The shoot the shit kind of feel, because sometimes shit just don't need the topic, and that's okay. That's fine. But as always, we appreciate everybody for listening to the podcast. You can find me at The Kelley Show. That's TheKelleyShow. Will, tell them where they can find you.
She will for Will on, all outlets, all platforms, all social media sites.
I cannot. And of course, you can follow us, the podcast, at Kelley Show Pod. That's KelleyShowPod. Kind of sad. Our closer couldn't be here tonight, Typh, but she's berating a Seahawk. Whatever. That's fine. Get your bread. Like, honestly, truly, in our text messages, she be flexing on us. You know that, right?
It be them subtle flexes that like, oh, I got an NFL player today with me. I got to do this,
Right.
Like,
oh, I'm sorry, guys. I can't come to the podcast because, Allen Iverson called and he needs his brains redone. So I can't be here tonight. My apologies. I mean, like, God damn, Typh, like, that's a good ass excuse.
Right.
Who can be mad? Allen Iverson calls you and wants you to braid his hair. You go do that.
Bye.
Bye. See you. Hopefully you brings back either him or a story to put on our podcast. But for real, Allen, if she's on the podcast, she listens to the podcast, and you would like to do an interview or just shoot the shit with us. I don't care. We can do that.
Then I would lose my shit.
We gonna ask Typh. We gonna ask. Maybe he will. Maybe he cool like that. Maybe he be like,
if he just come and say what up, I'm gonna just lose my shit. I'm gonna fan out. I'm not gonna lie.
You gonna fan out, really?
Bro, like when I first got into basketball was around like 2000, 2001 is when I first really started watching basketball. Kobe, Tracy McGrady, Allen Iverson, like them niggas, man.
Well, I guess we will. Let's say this. We're gonna manifest it. Okay, that's what we're doing from now on. We are gonna put it in the air. We're gonna focus on it. We're going to imagine it. We're going to say it because words have power. And just like Drake said, power of the mind is not a joke. So one day, we're going to get Allen Iverson on this podcast. Okay?
All right, let's do it.
All right. Bet. But of course, thank y'all for listening. Make sure you like, share, retweet, repost, whatever else the kids say. We are trying to, we trying to know the assignment and ace it like they be saying. That's all we want to do. So do that for us. It's the Kelley Show Podcast. We love you. We appreciate you. Peace.